Hi Twin Flames, welcome to my channel, Queen of Justice XOXO. My name is Michelle, and I want to do an extensive review of Oracle and Tarot cards for you. I am a Twin Flame as well, but you don't have to be a Twin Flame to benefit from my reviews. It's just more geared towards Twin Flames to help them along their journey. I am so grateful and love my Oracle and Tarot decks. I feel they can be very helpful and a powerful tool for you to use on your path. They can bring you messages from spirit, personal guidance to bring you relief, joy, hope, as well as the pain that needs healing, and to hopefully bring you some answers and peace while figuring this all out. I wanted to share my cards with you so you can get an in-depth review of each deck before you purchase it, because just seeing a couple of pictures of the cards really doesn't tell the whole story. There are so many more elements involved than just the pictures. And I don't want you to waste your money on decks that don't resonate with you and get upset because the deck just didn't meet your expectations, for whatever reason. Like I have done plenty of times, trust me. I know how exciting it is waiting for them to arrive, and it just sucks when they are disappointing for, whatever reason. So hopefully my loss can be your gain, and my videos can help you find the right one for you, as there are enough things to deal with on this journey. So let's get started. In this video review, we are going to take a look at the Angel Answers Oracle cards. Now this one is Doreen Virtue and Radley Valentine. Now I do have to say that I have had this deck for quite a while, and I know that ever since the situation happened with Doreen Virtue, some things have been changed. As of right now, you can purchase this deck. However, there is a new updated version with just the author, Radley Valentine. And he did make a few changes, but they are very similar cards to what I have here. So I just wanted to show you, just because I know that sometimes some of the Doreen Virtue decks can go up in price, and sometimes they're hard to find. It's kind of a wave right now. So I just really want you to see the cards prior to making that kind of purchase if the prices are going up, to see if it is worth it for you. So let's start with the box. It is a Hay House production, so typically the boxes are pretty tight. This one's actually not so bad. Simple colors, pastel-y. The pictures are kind of very religious-based pictures. But overall, very elegant pictures. Boxes, simple but nice. The guidebook, I really like it because it's just really simple, to the point, quick. The cards are in alphabetical order, and let me show you what they look like. And it's just a small little description. So if you can see there, just quick little read. I like that it has a picture of the card, and it's not so lengthy, because I'm not here to read a book. I'm here to read some cards. And the cards are very good at kind of giving what the simple meaning is. And, these ones you really don't need a guidebook. But sometimes, well, here's the thing. This is kind of like a double-edged sword, this deck. It's great for answers, when you want to know about timing, or if maybe a person's the right person or not. However, I do feel like sometimes the answers can be very harsh and very upsetting, and I have really struggled with this deck a lot. I really have to be honest with that. I have struggled a lot. It can be very hurtful, and I've had to learn that either, sometimes it was just something I needed to know, even though it was the answer maybe I didn't want to know. And also that sometimes, maybe I just need to sit and think about it, because it's not always just a black and white answer with, like this card is just a plain old no with an exclamation. Oh, let me see if I can. No with an exclamation mark. Oh, they're hard to see over here. There we go. And, if you're thinking, you're asking questions about your divine masculine, and you get this no answer, that's hard to hear. And, and you have to really, really try to be intuitive about these answers, because it maybe the no is not that he's not your divine masculine. Maybe the no is that, not right now, or what you're doing is not what's going to help you come into union with your masculine. So you really have to sit and think about what maybe the message is that your guides are trying to give you, and not just jump to conclusions that, especially, there are time frames in here. And so sometimes getting those time frames are hard. And I have had times, many times, where I get contradictory cards. And so sometimes when that happens, I just need to put them away, and maybe I'm not ready, and come back to them at a later date. Sometimes they've been extremely helpful with, things I needed to know, or, with time frames that I, when I think something's right around the corner and it might be a month or so away, okay, then you know what? I'll just keep working on myself and know that, it's not coming tomorrow and there's still work that I need to do. So this is a deck that I really, really just caution TwinFlames with is try to use it as an extra tool and not as the answer to all, because even though it might be an answer, it might not be the answer to the question you're thinking, and maybe or you're interpreting it differently. So I always try to include links for other twin flame tarot card readers so that they can maybe give a different perspective on what the card could mean, and maybe that could help you have a different outlook on these cards. But I just wanted to really kind of give you I don't want to say a warning because that sounds bad, but just to be aware of that this could be harsh answers that sometimes aren't always easy to hear or see, especially on such a difficult journey. But at times they can be helpful. So take it as it resonates with you. But overall, I do think this is a great guidebook. I like that it's alphabetical, it's quick, it's a simple read. Let me just read this card. It's up to you. Let me just show you what the reading is like. The end result of the situation you asked about is entirely in your hands. You can affect the outcome by taking a proactive approach to solving any challenges. Stand in your own power and have confidence that you have what it takes to bring about a happy ending. So that, I think, is very positive reading. So there is positive aspects to this deck, as well as, I don't want to say negative because it's definitely not negative. It's just hard as a twin flame to see or hear, so be prepared. That it could be some answers you don't necessarily want to hear. So let's move on to the actual cards. I will gather these up so you can see how they shuffle all together. There are only 44 of them, so it is kind of a small deck. Makes it much easier to shuffle. The card stock is nice and flexible. It's not too, not too thick and not too flimsy. All right, so let me show you the actual shuffling. So let's do horizontal shuffling. Try not to be so loud. So great shuffling that way. Let's try vertically. Oops. That one's a little bit harder, but not too bad. I like doing them both ways. So let's shuffle this way. It's actually, a really great deck to shuffle with. The material is so smooth. It's not too glossy, doesn't stick. I really do like shuffling with them. And I believe they go horizontally as well. Yeah, great. I just like switching them up a little bit, kind of different ways of shuffling. The other problem I do have with this deck, I have had it for quite some time and I do use it a lot, is I love that they have the gold trim, but as you can see, mine are really chipped up and it really kind of started chipping almost immediately, but it's still beautiful either way. So let's see, let's turn this around. Now for the pictures on the card, the back of the card is, I think it's very elegant and pretty, something nice to look at as you're shuffling. For the pictures on the front, they're pretty, they're pretty, they're very religious based images, they're bright colors. So I think it's very comforting, angelically comforting. I like that the messages are pretty straightforward. It's kind of easy to read, like, let's go. But, like I said, it's not always the answers that you want to hear. So let's take a couple close look at some of them. So we have the let's go, improving health. See, now here's one that, choose a new direction. And, I know that I have at times just jumped to conclusions thinking, oh my gosh, it's a different, different masculine. And that wasn't the case. It was just what I was working on or what needed to be healed or how I was trying to heal some of my issues. I needed a different way of doing it. So it really is, you got to take it cautiously with what answers you're looking for. I'm sorry, this was Ask Your Angels. And there are two different no's and yeses in here, one with an exclamation point. Let me tell you how many times I got this one and be like, no, Michelle, no. Did I listen? No, not always. In the near future. Now this is a tough one. a year from now. Now, I just want to put out there for Twin Flames because I've been on that journey and I've been on that struggle. And if you get this card, this is a perfect example of saying, it doesn't mean that you're not going to talk or see your masculine for a year. It just might mean that maybe harmonious union in a year. But that doesn't mean that you'll be working towards that together. So you really have to intuitively kind of just feel what the card is trying to tell you. But sometimes when you get, things like that, it's not so easy to do it in the moment. There's something better. See, here's another one that, doesn't mean that there's something better as a different masculine for you. It just means that maybe, a way you're approaching your healing is a better way. Helpful people. Overall, it's a great size. I like the size of the deck. And opportunity. I like the coloring of the cards. Forgiveness, that's a big one that we all have to work on as Twin Flames, definitely. And I'm going to end on this one. One of my favorites. Communicate clearly with the dolphins. My favorite. So overall, I believe this is a great deck of cards for Twin Flames. I think it really can help you, but just be cautious because it can be hurtful at times as well. And we just really don't need any more hurt than we're already going through. But overall, I believe this is a good deck for the Twin Flames, and it can be very helpful on your journey. But again, it's a personal preference for sure. I will include the links below in the description box to other Twin Flame readers who use this deck in their own videos, and you can see how they interpreted the cards because they might give you some more insight of not just, oh, it's about my masculine, it's about my masculine. It could be about other things as well. So I think it will really help you see other readers' objective view of these cards as well. If you would like to see more of my video reviews with my other decks from my collection, please hit the subscribe button as I have a lot of decks I want to share with you. The ones I do like and the ones I don't like. And the ones that are, I do and don't like, I guess. I hope this helped you decide if this deck resonates with you or not. If so, I've included a link to where it can be purchased as well. Until the next deck, happy shuffling!